One Token. Some of you may have obviously already heard about his project. They've actually grown quite well, and I've actually seen in the Discord as well that they've got a very strong, close-knit community as well. And they've also got some unique concepts that they built with the 1, 2, 3 system, which Oliver will be going more in details. And they'll also be discussing about the trading bot NFTs as well. Firstly, Oliver. Oh, hi. I can
Hello.
see you live now, so that's nice. Oliver, would you like to introduce yourself, please? Tell us a bit about your background and how the One Token vision basically came to become a reality, and
Yeah,
what motivated.
sure. So I was part of another community before called the Seifu community. Um, and it was a great community to be a part of. Just really supportive. Just a wonderful, wonderful group of people. I loved it. A lot of YouTubers came out of that community, like the Greek and Daniel Prado and many others, Confirm and RM and whatnot. I mean, maybe not widely known YouTubers, but in our community, we knew them really well. So it was just a great community to be a part of. Um, in the end, it didn't work out too well. It turned out, Brian Legend, the maker of Seifu, turned out to be a big scammer, and so we all kind of got collectively messed up by that. But the community was still a wonderful, wonderful thing to be a part of, despite how it ended with Brian Legend. But um, what I did get from being part of that community was how excited people were about deflationary tokens and what we wanted, because what happened with Seifu at the end was it was a rebase token. They turned the rebasing off, so now there was a set supply, and then there was a tax that was burning the supply up. um, and so people were like super excited about getting that supply down, and they were thinking, that was going to help price appreciation, that the sky was the limit as to how high the price could go if we burned the supply down a certain amount. And I kind of watched that, and it kind of fizzled because Brian was manipulating it a lot, and the taxes were too high, and the contract was renounced, so we couldn't do anything about the taxes. Anyways, I saw all the problems in that, but I saw the good parts of it too, and I thought to myself, I can just create a token that has all the good parts without any of the bad stuff, and that was One Token. That was where One Token was created. Um, it Because the dream of everybody in Seifu at the time was for the supply to get under 1 million. I think it was like at 20 million or something like that at the time, and like a bunch of tokens were getting burned on a regular basis. So we were kind of looking forward to when it would get under 1 million tokens, and if you held until that point, then your tokens would be worth more and all that. So we were excited about that. It never got to that point. So I just thought, well, why not just skip to having a token that has only a 1 million supply and is also deflationary and does not have the high taxes of Seifu, which Seifu had like 15% taxes on buys and sells. It wasn't exactly that, but it was close to that. So I was like, well, let's just make it 1 million supply, 1% tax on buys and sells, hence the name One Token. And I can tell you, like, not to brag, but like I kind of had my finger on the pulse of the community, because they went absolutely ballistic when that token launched. They were absolutely insane, like so excited about it, because it had everything that they wanted. Because I had been paying attention to the community, I'd been making videos about it actually for the past year. I knew what they wanted. I put everything that I felt they wanted into this token, and they freaking loved it. We did like 600,000 volume in the first 3 days alone, and then we were doing a ton of volume after that, and that was 6 months ago, and we're still going strong. The price has dipped considerably since then, because our high was like $1.60. Right now, last I checked, we're at 23 cents. So the price has come down considerably, but with our supply being very low, which it is very low. It's at just over 500,000 now, because we burned a lot of the supply. Um, you know, it's a fun little token, and I think it has a lot of room to grow. So
Oh, that's good to hear. I mean, this Brian legend, obviously, I've only just recently started hearing about him. But to hear that, you basically like listen to what the community wanted you to, like you said, you took all the good stuff from what you've seen and you've eliminated all the bad stuff. So then
Hmm.
the only thing that you're left with is just the good stuff now, so you can't go wrong with that and everything.
Yeah.
So that's very refreshing, interesting to hear actually. And with a 1% tax rate and everything, it makes it a very, very easy barrier for anybody who's even new to the space as well,
Hmm.
just to get in.
Yeah.
I know when it comes to taxes and everything, everybody has a different opinion because as long as I always say that taxes have a use case for it and everything, and not just feeding the owners of the project, you know, then
Hmm.
it's understandable on why certain percentage of taxes needs to be put in. I guess it can all depend on what the model of the project is and everything. But one
Yes.
token, when I, saw the white paper and everything, I can see it's a very, very easy entry for anybody to get in. So even if you only got like $10, you can just put that in and everything and just dollar cost average in very, very slowly and
Hmm.
everything without have to worry about like too much of your, like deposit has been eaten up by the taxes and everything. So I really,
Yeah.
really like that and everything. And
Thank you.
to hear that you did like a 600K worth of volume in the first 3 days, I believe you said,
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, that is a absolutely amazing feat, especially in this like bear market where with so many scams and rogues happening, a lot of people are like how should I say quite they can't afford as much as they used to because a lot of people have been burnt and everything
Sure.
you know but
Yeah.
with your project to be able to achieve that and even reach an all-time high of $1.60, I believe you stated. That is
Yes.
amazing to hear, of course. It might be 23 cents or something around that range right now, but the only way, like it can go right now is more further up, as you said, as you put those things in place for it. And I can see
Yeah.
you're still committed to your community. I mean, I look at your chats and everything in your Discord, and I can see how positive vibes that you bring in for your community. So that's good, of course.
Yeah. We
So,
have a great
Oliver,
community.
sorry, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So, Oliver, I just want to ask you, okay, so the one token, I understand, that the side of that, of course. You buy that, of course, and you hold on to that token so that the price will appreciate higher in the long term. Am I
Hmm.
correct so far in understanding that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. The main thing is kind of a store of value token right now. Yeah.
Store of value. Okay. So the one token can be looked as a store of value then is, price appreciation will happen in the long term, of course,
Hmm.
as it grows. Um, there's the two token that you've got there as well. Okay, so how did the two token come into play, and what's its function? Is this like an independent token itself, or is this connected with the one token, perhaps?
So two token was actually my team member Lucky's idea. I've got two team members. One of them is in the audience, Yanni, and the other one is Lucky. And they joined me about a couple weeks in to after I created one token, and I don't know. Lucky to just had this idea of creating a a token that would benefit our NFT holders because we had sold an NFT to kind of help us with some expenses and to help pay for some just building out our token. And we wanted to benefit those NFT holders in some way. And we thought Lucky came up with the idea we could create this token that has a low tax, and that tax could go towards the NFT holders. And so we came up with it was Lucky that came up with two token, and the tokenomics were entirely his idea because I would have never thought of this. But it has a total supply of 80,000 tokens, 2% tax on buys and sells, um, and it is only paired with one token. And what that created was something I had never heard about and didn't know anything about. It created arbitrage trading opportunities between one and two token, which was something I knew nothing about. I learned about it from this two token that we created. But pretty much the fact that two token is only paired with one token, and it has a much lower supply than one token, means that you can buy two token. You in essence you can only swap to two token from one token, but like let's say the conversion rate at the time is five one tokens to every two token. So you swap, let's say, 100 of your one tokens over to two token, and that gives you 22 tokens. Well, if the conversion rate goes up to what it is now, which is 10.91 tokens, then you've in essence doubled your number of one tokens. You can swap back to one token and you have more than twice as many one tokens as you had before. And it didn't cost you anything really. It just, it was just swapping your one tokens over to two and then swapping your two back to one. So it's kind of a cool little thing that's in our ecosystem, and just a fun thing to play around with, because there was some times when there was quite a bit of volatility and you could make some good profit there. And just in the past 10 days, two token has gone up like 400%. So if you had held on to some two tokens before this past 10 days, then you're pretty happy right now, because each two token is worth almost 11 one tokens right now. So
Oh,
uh,
that's good to hear. Right. Uh, so basically, okay, yeah, one could basically like buy into the one token, and then price that they see fit, they can get into the two token, and then when the two token can produce the more one token, they can get back into the one token. So this way,
correct.
effectively, okay, one without actually putting new investment like in dollar value in, you're just using your one token just to increase, your holding. I like that actually. That's a
Yeah.
very, very neat idea.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I
But
had
yeah,
never thought of anything like that. That was Lucky's idea, and I thought it was really cool.
yeah, yeah, I actually like it as well, actually, because it's a way of where a user does not actually have to spend any extra money. They can use that existing supply of holding that they own,
Exactly.
just to help them to arbitrage to increase their holding. Those who like to trade, of course,
Yeah.
obviously, if anybody's not comfortable trading, they can always just hold on to the one token. But those who like to do that, of course, a bit of day trading or even weekly trading, they can
Yeah.
take advantage of the arbitrage. So that's quite good. Okay,
Yeah.
and you said obviously there's the 2% buy and sell tax,
Yeah.
which helps feed the one token system as well. Yeah.
Yes, 1% of that tax goes to the NFT holders, and then 1% of that tax goes to the one token treasury. So,
So tell me a bit more about those NFTs. So you mentioned obviously 1% fee goes to the NFT holder. So that's like call it like a passive income that's coming in for them. Okay.
yeah.
What other benefits do those NFTs give to the holders apart from that? Is there any other use cases for those NFTs?
There was. So these are the one token NFTs, because we put out a second set of NFTs recently, but these are our original NFTs, which have been sold out for a long time. They're called the one token whitelist NFTs. And the original idea behind them was you'd be whitelisted for any new projects that we made. That's kind of been set aside, because we did whitelist people for two token, and if you had an NFT at the time, you just made an absolute killing, because the whitelist people got to buy two token for 10 minutes before everybody else got to buy. And you got two token for very, very cheap. And then, when everybody else jumped on, the price of two token went up to like $5 when the whitelisters were buying it for 7 cents. So, you can imagine how much profit the whitelisters made on that. We did not repeat that again, because it created some really massive whales that we were not
Oh,
exactly expecting. One whale actually made $12,000, which kind of hurt our price a little bit, but we recovered. um,
ah,
so that was one of the utilities of those tokens, and then the main utility of those tokens now is just the passive revenue from the 1% of the two token tax. And just to be perfectly honest with you, they have not paid out very much just yet, because our volume has not been very high. If you think there's 500 of those NFTs that were sold and they're getting 1% of the total volume, there needs to be $50,000 of volume for $1 to be generated for each of those NFTs. So, it takes us a little while to have $50,000 of volume for two token. I believe that will change at some point in the future, that we will be doing hundreds of thousands, hopefully a million or more in volume daily. That'll come at some point in the future, and then those NFTs are going to be, real nice. But we just haven't gotten there yet. So
Would you, just a thought, I would just wonder, okay, so for those NFT holders, um, do you think as your project obviously expands, excuse me, as it expands and grows over the long term, of course, and like the treasury has more funds and everything, do you think like there are like other types of developments that can be put in place so that those original NFT holders they can earn a higher percentage from other products or something perhaps?
I want to do that. That is something I want to do. I've talked to the team about it. An idea that I had was because the Prisma One NFTs that we put out recently were such a big hit. I was thinking of raising some funds somehow without asking the community. I don't want them to have to put any more money into this. I want our treasury to raise some funds somehow to put into trading bots to have more passive revenue going to those NFTs. But that's just my idea. I haven't really talked it out with the team yet, but I would love to do that. I would love to, because the people who own those one token NFTs are really the people who believe in this project. They were there from the beginning. We sold those things like in week 3, I think, after we started one token. So those were people that were really have been with us from the beginning, and I would love to reward them in that way. So yeah, that's definitely something I would love to do at some point.
I'm glad you actually responded to that, Oliver, because see, when it comes to like like early investors, okay, in the community who support the development of the project through NFTs, I'm a man, okay, who strongly believes in looking after them because I class them as like they're like your seed investors, because
Hmm.
without them the team would never have had the funds to do all the developments that they want to do, you see. So while I can understand that sometimes, during the early stages of a project, things can go a bit slow, like you stated, they're all just getting that 1% and everything. Okay, it is still something that they're getting, but
Hmm.
at least you are still actively looking into ways on how you can improve their earning potential and everything. So I respect that, Oliver. That's good to hear. Okay.
Yep, yep.
There's also the three token that you've actually got. So we're going like one, two, three here, So
Hmm.
what's the three token about exactly?
So the three token, that was also Lucky's idea. Um, I don't want to say that it was just Lucky's idea. I'm sure Yanni had some input on it. Um, but three token was created to support one and two token. It doesn't follow the pattern of low taxes. It has 10% tax on buys and sells, but like you said, like at the beginning of this, those taxes do have a purpose. They are used to pump one and two token. So that was kind of the main idea behind three token, was that it would pump one and two token, and three token is just a low supply token on Binance Smart Chain. It has a total supply of 333,333 tokens, and it's paired with BNB. The 10% tax on buys and sells. And the interesting thing about three token actually is that we have burned over 200,000 of those tokens. So actually in circulation, there's only like 130,000 tokens that are in circulation. And of those 130,000, 33,000 of them are in the one token multi-sig, which we'll use for future pairings if we pair three token with anything else. But otherwise, those tokens are out of circulation. So really, the only tokens in circulation are like 95,000 or so. So very few tokens in circulation, and just a token that has a decent amount of volatility. It can double in price pretty easily, and we've seen that happen before. So, and I actually just put out a video about it recently, so it might go up in price a little bit soon.
Okay, that's actually. I'll probably have a make sure to share the link for that video to me as well, please. I'll have
Sure,
a look at that video as
sure.
well. So would you say the three token is quite volatile then? Would you
I
say
would,
compared to
yes,
the
I would say so.
So it'll be a lot more interesting for those who are active day traders then for them to like, get in and get out and repeat and everything. with the
Possibly.
tree token then.
Yeah, possibly. Holding is also a good strategy. You never know when it's going to just shoot up. I mean, we've seen one and two shoot up and not come back down recently. So, holding is a strategy as well. But yeah, you can definitely just have it as a trading token because it's doubled more times than I can count, and then come back down, and then doubled again and come back down. So,
Okay. So now let's go into your revenue sources for the one token. So obviously, I can see you've got a big community, the very vibrant, wonderful community. I've been observing and everything. I may not
mhm,
speak in that and everything, let you do what you gotta do, but I
mhm.
have seen the positive vibes in there. Um, what kind of like revenue sources does your project have in place to help support your tokens? Because as you know, okay, like any sort of tokens where if it's just like only taxes only, okay, then there's no additional sources of income coming in.
Mhm.
Then once new investors start coming in,
Yeah,
we know obviously what happens, of course.
you can have
So
it
it's
can be a
always
problem. Yeah.
important. Yeah, exactly. So what kind of sources of revenue do you currently have at the moment that is supporting the ecosystem?
So when Lucky joined up with me, that was his big thing. I've known Lucky for about a year now. I met him in the Seifu community, Yanni as well. And Lucky has always been a big proponent of passive revenue sources. He was saying that would have helped Seifu a lot. He was trying to rally the community to get into that, and it just didn't happen with Seifu. But with one token, since I'm definitely very much in support of all of Lucky's ideas because he's really smart. He's really strong in finance. So all of his passive revenue ideas, I was just like, heck yeah, let's do it. He said we should invest in Prosperity Truth Coalition, which we did. We were one of the first buyers of Prosperity Truth Coalition. So we stake our tokens with them, and every month we're getting XRP rewards from that. We bought a considerable amount of Prisma tokens. I think we were one of the first investors in Prisma as well. We have 2% of their supply of tokens, which as soon as their V2 launches, that'll be another source of passive revenue for us. Um, we're always kind of looking for other sources of passive revenue. The big one, which is going to start paying in a couple of years, it's not going to pay anytime soon, but in a couple of years, is the NFT line that we just put out a couple months ago called the Prisma One NFT. That's actually we partnered up with Prisma on that, and it is bot trading with AI technology, and pretty much 100% of the funds that we raised from those NFTs is going to go into the Prisma bot, and it's going to be trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the revenue that's raised from that will go to those NFTs, and we're going to be actually compounding that revenue for a year at a time. Actually, right out the gate, we're going to compound it for 2 years straight, and then after that, we're going to let it compound for a year at a time before we pay it out to the NFTs, so that we can increase those rewards to the NFT holders. So, and how that helps the one token treasury is we have 26 of those NFTs out of 500, and we also have 5% profit share whenever the profits are given out. So that's in essence, we have like 51 NFTs, and we've done the figures based on what we think the NFT based on what we think the bot will do on a monthly basis, and it could potentially be, in 2 years' time, the first payout could potentially be about $30,000 for our treasury, which we would use to pump one token, and then swap to two, which would pump two as well. And then each subsequent year after that, it would be more, because for a certain amount of years, 50% of the profits will be given out to NFT holders, and then 50% of the profits will be reinvested to continue compounding. And we have this all in the white paper, but it quickly becomes a very nice sum of money when you're just letting it compound. So uh, yeah, that's going to be a big source of revenue for us, but it's going to start in 2 years' time.
Okay, so those Prisma NFTs, those ones can be looked at like the design more for like very, very serious long-term investors who are coming in then, who are in it for the long term, rather than say somebody who might be like looking to just get in and out quickly,
Hmm.
because compounding can work wonders, as long as things are done right, of course, you
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
And then after a certain set period of time, payments are basically made, like a bigger payout that's given because of the amount of compounding that's been done over the extremely long term, so they can get a bigger gain out of that. Yeah.
Correct.
And
Correct.
money from that will also be used to support the ecosystem as well. Okay, so that's
Hmm.
good to hear, of course.
Yeah.
These NFTs, like, how much do they cost? Like, to your holders, like, what's the price
S-
for selling them?
So they're sold out. So I apologize if
Oh,
anybody was
okay.
interested in them. They are sold out, but we had 500 of them, and they sold out in about a month. And if you find any that are for sale, they're going for a lot of money. I could tell you what one was listed for, but it's pretty crazy. But they're going for a lot of money right now. Um, and Yeah, I don't know. That's and the Prisma bot, actually I do an AMA every Tuesday in our one token Discord, which Raj, you're actually going to be joining us for the next one on Tuesday at 4:45 p.m.
That's
Eastern
correct.
Standard Time. And it is an AMA where I talk to Moon God, who's part of the Prisma team. He's one of the guys that works on the bot, and and we go over the past week's profits and the bot's performance from the past week, and just answer any questions that people might have. And we're going to be doing that on a weekly basis. And then maybe later down the road, it won't be as often. It'll be like every a couple of weeks or once a month or so. But just to keep people, interested and aware of what's going on, because it's going to be a long process, 2 years, and then it's going to continue going after that for decades. So we want to keep people involved, and so that's what we'll be doing that. And it'll be very interesting, Raj, to hear you talk to Moon God, because you guys do bot trading as well, and just to hear you guys talk shop, I think will be very interesting.
Yes, it should be a very, very interesting conversation, I'll say. But I like the fact that, you do like a weekly AMAs currently, even if you do drop it down to like once a month, okay? Because if your holders of the NFT are in it for the long term, like 2 years worth of compounding, etc., before they see the first payout, I believe, after 2 years.
Hmm.
Because I know if I was a holder and if I'm in it for the long term and I believe in the project and I have to wait 2 years before I can see my very first payout, it's nice where for me to be able to get some regular update, like what's going on behind the scenes, how is
Sure.
everything performing, is there any challenges that we should be aware of. So even if we had a slight, let's just say a red month, like a red month, for example,
Hmm.
as long as I can be reassured, hey, you know what, we may have had just one red month, but this is like a 2 year strategy. So there will be some ups and downs, but the end goal is what matters, where we at. As long as we are always going up, that's all that matters. Because it's the
Yeah.
same as like, buying a cryptocurrency. I could buy a Bitcoin right now today. It could go down by 10%. Does that mean I need to freak out? No. It just means I just need to wait a bit until it goes back up and everything.
Hmm.
I know with trading bots it's a bit different because you're actually trading with funds, but it's a similar concept as in like don't freak out just if there's only one red month or something, because you look
Hmm.
at the end goal and everything. That's what matters the most, of course.
Yeah.
Um, so are there any other additional information you'd like to add in as well? Like any
Um,
what's on the roadmap, perhaps?
Sure. Yeah. We have staking coming up with Prosperity Truth Coalition. Kevin is working on that for us. Um, and so that will be 1 and 3 token will be available to be staked. for XRP rewards. And then Prisma, actually, when Prisma launches, they're going to have a one token vault, which you'll be able to stake your one tokens with them as well, for rewards. So there's those things coming up. Um, Other than that, we're looking, we're talking to some people about some stuff. Nothing is concrete yet, but we're always talking to people, and just looking for partnerships and other things we can do. But yeah, there could be some pretty cool, exciting things happening soon. But sometimes it's a little quiet in our Discord. But I don't think quiet is a bad thing, because it just shows that things are steady. We're not making massive, crazy changes all the time. Actually, there's been no changes to any tokens in our ecosystem since the beginning. So we just and we just work quietly and steadily behind the scenes, and um, yeah, it's just slow and steady.
Awesome. Right. Well, I'll do. Okay, I'm just gonna take some questions from the community if they want to ask before I check with my colleagues, of course, if there's any question that they'd like to ask, of course.
Mhm.
Community members, are there any questions you'd like to ask our friend Oliver while he's here? We'll wait a bit for them to decide on questions, of course.
Mhm.
Kevin, Coach, any of you two want to add anything in, please?
I know Kevin's out and about, so he might not be able to talk.
Um, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here. I did have one question actually.
Mhm.
So Oliver, Bud, um, I was wondering what other revenue streams is One Token looking into? Obviously, I know you guys, have done the Prisma thing, and that blew up massively. And congratulations on selling out. By the way, until Moon God, I said that.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, but yeah, I was wondering, like, anything else you guys are looking into, other projects, other revenue streams you guys are looking at?
Um, we have been trying things. We have the any to any widget on our website, which we get 5% of the fees from that when people use it. Um, but it would take it would take a pretty good amount of people using it for that to be a regular source of income. We have an affiliate partnership with Spritz, which we get like $20 every time a new person joins through our link. That's not something I've really promoted too much. I could definitely work on that a little bit to get that going. Um, Aside from that, we're we're looking into stuff. We're always kind of looking into stuff, but as of right now, we don't have a huge amount of revenue coming in. So thankfully, we don't have very many expenses either. So, but we are looking a little bit long term right now for our revenue. These Prisma One NFTs are the thing that we are um the most excited about as far as revenue. But we're always looking. We just don't have anything lined up just yet that's like bringing in a regular amount of decent revenue.
I see. That's a fair answer. I think there's a lot of projects in that boat, so you're not alone. And like you guys do have a plan, so that's the most important thing. You have a plan. You're taking care of investors, and I've told you this before privately. You have a great project, man. You
Thanks, man.
guys you guys always do. You guys always do good. But I'll hand it back to you, Raj.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I mean, as far as passive revenue, I think the thing that's given us the most passive revenue right now is actually Two Token, because 1% of its volume comes to the treasury, and it doesn't do a huge amount of volume, but there are weeks when it'll do about 15,000 volume in a week. So it's not nothing. Uh,
Yeah, when it comes to the volume, of course, I mean, like I said, in the current market state that we are in crypto, and especially with all the SEC things going around left, right, and center and everything, and as I even said, okay, a lot of people they have been burnt out, um, from certain more, how should I say, bad actors in the DeFi space and everything.
mhm.
In crypto, it's not got the same amount of volume of money coming in like it had back in 2021 when I first came into DeFi. You might
Hmm.
remember those astronomical high Dow days and everything offering like a gajillion percentage of APYs
Yeah.
and stuff like that and everything. Money was going all over the place and everything. But
Yeah.
I think what's happened is the DeFi space, in a way, um, a lot more people compared to back in 2021 have more matured more now, where they've realized, you know what, there is no get rich quick projects. There may be some people who are still willing to take risks, but I think a lot more people than before have now become more cautious and more smarter with their money management. I mean,
Hmm.
I'll admit, even when I was new to DeFi, it was like a whole new space for me and everything because I was doing day trading on exchanges like Coinbase and Binance in my early days when I first got in, which worked out quite well for me. DeFi
Hmm.
was a whole different world for me and everything. Seeing things that I've never been exposed to before, where you can make very, very quick money, but then you start to realize that all are not what it seems. There's too many pump and dumps going around and everything. So one needs to like get away from that mindset and look
Hmm.
at it. Hey, you know what? If I can make, whether like 2%, 3%, 4%, 5% a month, rather than going for all these other high risk region, I will actually make more in the long term than going for something that's like a get rich quick. But then it only takes one bad project just to lose it all, you know.
What?
And this is something which obviously I believe even your project is working on and everything, because you're
Hmm.
looking at the long term goal, especially with those Prisma NFTs as well.
Hmm.
You're not
Yeah.
offering anything like, hey guys, come in, you make a Lambo or two a week, you know.
Yeah.
You're looking at like an actual passive income, like, hey, something that can help supplement your income monthly.
Yeah.
Because if you can get enough
Give
income
us a
coming
couple
in,
years for the Lambo.
yeah. I mean, I always say when it comes to financial freedom, if you can earn passively enough, so say you got a $1,500 in living expenses. If you can generate that through passive income from your crypto, then that means your real world earnings from your job, you don't have to spend that. You
Yeah.
can actually save that.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. And that's the vision that I have as well, and I always try to preach as well. Look at things from a financial freedom perspective where you're earning a passive income to help. Your target should be to firstly to make sure you can cover your living expenses. Once
Hmm.
you've reached that, everything else will fall into place
Hmm.
because you don't have to worry about rent or mortgage or putting food on the table. That's how
Yeah.
how I look at things. You see,
Yeah.
there is some questions I want to ask about the your Prisma bots, please, if that's okay.
Sure.
You mentioned that
I'll
it
answer
does
them to the
AI.
best of my ability.
Very good. You mentioned obviously that you do AI trading with the Prisma bots. Can I ask how many members are on the team who are actually managing that?
That I know of three. There may be four or five, but I know of three. I know of Moon God, Calais, and Sanjay. Um, I know that they had another member who dropped off, Moonrise. She just when they first launched their Prisma V1 token, there was an exploit on their contract where someone was able to print like a quadrillion amount of tokens and drained half of the liquidity. So they had raised in Pink Sale, they had raised I think $28,000, and someone was able to run away with like 14,000 of it because of this contract exploit. And that was really a discouraging thing for the team. And after that, Moonrise just decided she just wanted to go back to her job. She's a nurse, and she's a wonderful lady. We still keep in touch with her, but she just decided to step away. So it's but the rest of the team, Lucky actually, and Yanni, they helped the team kind of get their footing again and helped them just get things back together because they were feeling really discouraged. They were feeling they were just gonna refund everybody, 50% of what they had invested in essence, because that's all that was left. And Lucky was able to convince them to not give up, to just just get things back in order and to start using their bot, because that's the whole point of Prisma, was passive income through their trading bot. Yeah, someone said never give up. Absolutely. And so what they started doing was they put that 14,000 into their trading bot, and they started trying to raise the funds to get that 14,000 that had been stolen back. And so far I think they raised about $3,000. But the bot has been down for maintenance. But as soon as they start trading again, which they're starting slowly right now, they are hoping to launch V2 in early next year. So in sometime in January, and they say they should have 100% of the funds by then. So
Oh, oh, that's good to hear everything. I mean, what you just said there, okay, that they had an exploit. They could have given 50% of the funds back to the community and just call it quits. I guarantee 99% of project owners would have done that route, because it can be very, very discouraging, like when it's like you might have a plan, like, okay, we need to have this amount of funds, we need to do this, we need to do those steps. But then if things take a back step because of an exploit that's happened, I guarantee most people probably would have given up because they'd be like, there's no way I can do this anymore. There's no way I can proceed anymore. And plus, you don't know what kind of negative backlash you might even receive. Because in the
of
DeFi
course.
space, it is like the Wild West, where even if you're innocent and it wasn't your fault, there
Hmm.
can be some, people who can still accuse you of wrongdoing when you've not done anything wrong. So I actually have a high amount of respect for the Prisma team, okay, that
Yeah.
they did not give up. They still rise to the challenge,
Hmm.
and look where they are right now. So
Yeah.
that actually brings credibility to them.
I
So
agree.
if anybody from that team is hearing me, give you my respect for that, guys. Okay.
Was very kind. I'll
Right.
pass that along to them. I know Moon God would have loved to be here, but he's got career and family stuff. But
Yeah.
he's looking forward to talking to you on Tuesday.
Uh, well, me and Kevin, we're both going to be there anyway.
Yeah, that'll be
So it'd
great.
be
That'll
good
be great.
to chat with him. So obviously, you mentioned the amount of team members that are involved with the bots, of course. What An important thing I just want to ask you, of course, okay, because we deal with trading bots as well, you see. The bots that Prisma are using, is it strictly just AI trading only?
No, not yet. That is where they're gonna get to. But it's not strictly like that. Yanni could explain this better than me. Um, it's not 100% AI yet, so I don't know like exactly what it's doing that's not AI, but they're trying to make us that they don't need to watch it, that it just runs on its own. They're training the AI and working with
Oh,
algorithms. That's what
all right,
Yanni
okay.
said.
So they're trading the AI to get to a stage where no human presence needs to be monitoring at all. So it can all be done automatic.
Yes, with very little watching. I mean, they'll probably be watching it, throughout the day, but if they go to sleep for 8 hours, it's okay. It can run on its own.
Okay. And just your opinion, I just want to ask you this, okay? Because we do things a little bit more differently our side, you see. That's why I'm just asking you these, not making a comparison on things, but just asking a legit question, okay?
Mm.
I- Because they're training the AI to, like, be able to perform on its own, where even when they're asleep, they don't need to be monitoring it. If something was to happen during that time period when everybody's asleep and nobody's watching, are there any, safety mechanisms that's going to be put in place if something should happen during that time period?
Moon God can explain this better than me. Yanni can as well. But I know that they
Okay.
have done everything they can to minimize the risk. Um, yeah, Yanni's saying they don't put 100% of the funds in. Uh,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean the amount of risk is like 0.0001% or something like that. It's very low. There's probably I'm not sure what I couldn't explain it very well, but from what I've been told, it's the risk is very, very low. They're really taking a safe route with this. They could definitely make more profits if they took more risks. They're more for sustainability and longevity over, quick profits. So,
Okay, I agree with you there. Okay. Obviously, like like you said, they could have taken more risk for higher profit. But sometimes, as we've all seen in the DeFi space, there's been many projects, that's like offering you very, very high percentage rewards. But we've seen how those have all played out. You know,
mm,
they're there for the first couple of months. Then after that, that's it. They're all gone downhill and everything. Sometimes it's more better to take a more conservative approach where, what, think of it as a long term, like, you guys are doing. You said, like, like 2 years of compounding, play it safe, let that build up, and then everybody wins rather than risking too much in the beginning just for that extra couple of extra percentages and then losing it all, of course.
hmm
So
when
that's
you
fine. So it's
guys,
better
yeah, when you were telling me about iBots, I mean that was terrible. What happened to them? Um, I think that they've got safeguards in place against that, and like I said, Moon God and Yanni could explain it better than me. But yeah, the idea is capital preservation, security and longevity of this, because they want these NFTs to pay out literally for decades to come. So this one investment you made is going to be paying out for many years to come. That's why if you see any of these listed, they're going for a lot of money right now.
yeah, that's good. Coach Andrew, would you like to add anything, please?
Yeah, so it's very interesting to hear. I mean, obviously we had a chat earlier this week about what you guys are building and what you're doing over there, and that was kind of like a brief overview. So it's been good to kind of listen to it a little bit more in depth and get all the details. And I agree with Raj. Like, I'm loving what I'm hearing in terms of like how much you guys care to take care of your community, make sure they're all the like you don't want to you want to make sure that everyone's making something out of this. Like, you're not just there
Mhm.
to make your own money and make money for yourself. Like, it started from, or it stemmed from the what happened with Seifu and everything that happened over there, and it's trying to make a change and make an impact in DeFi to help people. And that's
Yeah.
what we're here for. Like, one thing that brought us all together as a team, in Warfi and in Warhaven, is that we all have that same goal, that we want to try to build something to help people and to make a difference. And I really like everything that you've been saying, because it very much aligns with our values and our mission in what we want to do. So
You
that's
guys are an
pretty cool.
inspiration to us because of how long you guys have been, have had winning months. That's amazing. That's been very encouraging for us to see how you guys do it. So,
Yeah, no, thank you. And a lot of that is owed to Shiny and I guess our exclusive partnership. And like we said on the call before, like, we wanted to make sure that he just focuses on doing what he does best, and we take care of everything else. The
yeah.
whole onboarding, the making it easy for people to get in and and start making some money. And it seems like, I guess, you guys have a similar kind of setup there. Like, you have your guys that work on doing the trading bots, and then you guys take care of all the other stuff on onboarding people and having the NFT raise. And it's cool that you got a cap as well on that, on the NFT,
Yeah, yeah.
to kind of limit any losses or anything like that as well with the
Mhm.
funds. But yeah, it's cool, man. Like, I'm pretty excited, like, listening to all the stuff that you guys are building. So that's cool,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I love talking about this ecosystem that we've made, but it's at the end of the day, it's real simple. These are just low supply tokens. 1 and 2 very low tax, 3 token moderate tax, and we're doing everything we can to just get these tokens to appreciate over time, and take care of the community as best we can.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing that very well. You're doing a great job, man.
Thank you very much. Huh? Golf cart ran over Brian? What's going on here? What's going on in the comments?
So, what do I don't know,
Oh, they're
I'm
just
not
being
sure if
silly.
that's appropriate for me to read out the email. Right, guys. I mean, whatever's happened in the past, all we can do, okay, I always say to people is when something goes wrong in the past, okay, we learn from it and we look at ways how things can be improved upon and make it a better space with more good actors. So if we use Oliver as a living example, look at what he did. He took some of the good things that he found in the community, he took that and look what he's built. So
Yeah.
that's all we can do. We can't change the past, what's happened, but
Hmm.
we can change our future moving
Absolutely.
forward.
Absolutely, and we're
You know,
we're making partners with great projects because I don't want to like we pride ourselves on having honesty and integrity, but there's like a lot of other very good projects out there. There's PTC, Prisma. I have a very high opinion of you guys and of Warfi. There's Revive came out of the Seifu community. They're a great group of guys. Ready Set Go is a new token coming out soon that they have a really good honest team. So we're getting to know all of the good people in the DeFi space, and kind of creating a coalition of sorts of good projects. So it's really cool.
well, that's good that you said that. I mean, that's also the vision which, in Wildfire, our president, and CEO, Jason, that's his vision. It's always been where instead of projects competing against each other, you know, they should be working together to create a good space in the DeFi. So this way, when users come into DeFi, they can see that, okay, this group of projects, they're all networking together, they're all helping each other out. This is where all the good stuff are happening.
Hmm.
So they know where to go to. So
Yeah.
this way we can create more smart investors as well who are not looking for high risk projects where something bad can happen to them. We want to help people to educate themselves and stay away from bad projects, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what Jason Baxter's vision has been. He's a great guy. I learned a lot from him and everything.
Hmm.
And even our project Wildhaven, which is, an extension of Warfi because it's building on the Warfi ecosystem.
Hmm.
I'm also spreading Jason's vision out as well. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
doing it in my own way and everything.
Absolutely.
And so it's good to, like meet more like-minded people. So I'm very happy that we've had this AMA. We also had that phone call the other day as well.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
want to build relationships like that with like-minded people, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm, mm. Right, Oliver, any other like maybe alphas that you might have that's coming on that's nobody else knows perhaps? We all love alphas.
I know. I know. What kind of alpha could I have? We are. I don't know. I don't have anything concrete. We're in talks with another blockchain. But I don't want to say anything about that because I have no idea where that's going to lead. We're not going to leave BSC. Um, we have actually a good portion of our liquidity is locked on BSC, but um, yeah, we're in talks, and maybe some big developments might be coming soon. Um, but nothing concrete yet. So
No worries. Well, thank you very much for Oliver for attending. It's been a pleasure speaking with you and to understand and learn more about the One Token, project and its community. I will be sharing the link for your Discord right after we finish the AMA.
great.
Obviously, Warhaven, we're doing an AMA at the same time as well tomorrow on your Discord as well. So
Yep,
you can
absolutely.
call us, to have another chat again tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, me and Kevin will be there to speak with Moon God as I said, it should be a very, very interesting conversation over there.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, and then on Tuesday having having an AMA with you and Moon God. That'll be great, and Kevin. So that'll be excellent. I'll just sit back and listen to you guys talk because I I like listening to people talk this technical stuff that sometimes goes over my head, but I love hearing it.
That'll be more
And
Kevin's but actually, because I usually deal with I deal with the math side, you see, and designing, while Kevin deals with the technical side of everything.
Yeah, there. I gotcha. I gotcha.
don't sell yourself short, Oliver. You can be smart on this stuff in your own ways. Like you're a marketing genius, right? Like and I
Thank you.
mean that. That's not me kissing your butt. Like honestly, man, at the end of the day, right? A project is only as good as its team and its ability to produce good stuff. And like you guys have since day one, made a good sound foundation with solid mechanics, simple stuff. And, you, like Raj was saying, you're one of the few guys in this space who honestly cares about investors, and I think we all share that sentiment that we got to take care of the investors, right? They matter. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
never sell yourself short, brother.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, everybody, thanks for joining us for the
Yeah.
AMA. Appreciate it.
Hmm.
And again, round of applause for Oliver here for attending. Nice chat, good chatting with him. And I look forward to having another conversation with him tomorrow. So Warhaven will be doing an AMA in the One Token Discord.
Yeah.
This will be at 10 p.m. UTC time zone, same as the time that we did today's AMA. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
take care, everybody. Have a lovely night.
All right. Thanks, everybody.